Your first car isn't actually about the car. It's about the $3,000 or $4,000 a year that either quietly disappears from your life for the next decade or doesn't. And almost nobody explains that part before you sign anything. So today, 3 real options, 1 honest answer: a Honda Accord, a Toyota Camry, and a Tesla Model 3. Subscribe before we get into it. We run the real numbers every week. The Accord starts at $28,395 for the base LX trim in 2026, turbocharged 4-cylinder, 192 horsepower, and Honda's full safety suite standard, even at the entry level. This has been the default smart sedan answer for 2 generations for a reason. It is genuinely good to drive, spacious enough that you will not outgrow it in 3 years, and it holds its value about as well as anything in this segment. Reliability sits at 76 out of 100 on independent tracking, with an average repair frequency of about 0.3 visits a year. Solid, not flawless. The one thing worth knowing going in: Accord air conditioning systems in recent model years have a reputation for costing more to repair than you would expect once you are out of warranty, so a used one without a service history is worth a mechanic's second look. The Camry starts around $28,400, and as of this model year, it is hybrid only across the entire lineup, meaning every Camry you can buy new gets genuinely excellent fuel economy without you doing anything extra. This is the reliability king of the segment. Independent tracking puts it at 78 out of 100, slightly ahead of the Accord, with only 2.1 owner complaints per 10,000 sold, and an estimated annual repair cost of just $388. The number that actually matters for a first car specifically: 18% of Camrys reach 250,000 miles, roughly 4 times the industry average. If the plan is to buy one car and drive it into the ground, this is the one built for that plan. The Model 3 starts around $38,380, a real jump over the other 2 before you've added a single option. In exchange, you get a car that essentially eliminates a category of ownership cost entirely, no oil changes, far fewer moving parts to fail, and owners on forums routinely report total maintenance under $100 across several years of ownership, tire rotations, and wiper fluid, basically nothing else. Fuel cost, if you're charging at home, runs a fraction of what gas costs for the other 2. But, and this is the part that actually decides it for a lot of first-time buyers, a used Model 3 comes with one real risk the other 2 do not: battery degradation. Once a Tesla battery pack needs replacement outside of warranty, that repair can run well into 5 figures, and it is the single biggest factor in whether an electric vehicle actually saves you money over a gas car's lifetime or erases the savings entirely. Buy new with warranty coverage, and this risk mostly disappears. Buy a high-mileage used one without checking battery health first, and you're gambling with the most expensive part of the car. Here's the honest comparison over a real ownership window, dollar for dollar. When a Model 3 is priced against a similarly equipped Accord or Camry, the Tesla often costs less to operate over 5 years once you account for fuel and maintenance savings, but only if you are financing new, keeping it under warranty, and actually value the tech over the higher upfront cost. If you are buying used or buying on the tightest possible budget, the math flips hard in favor of the Camry specifically, because reliability plus low repair cost beats theoretical long-term savings when you cannot absorb a surprise 5-figure bill. Nobody budgets for this one until the quote actually arrives, and for a first-time buyer specifically, it can be the deciding factor more than the price tag on the car itself. The Accord and Camry both sit in the cheapest tier to ensure in this comparison solid safety ratings, high production numbers, and cheap parts availability all push those premiums down. The Model 3 typically costs noticeably more to insure, partly because repair work requires Tesla-specific parts and certified technicians, which insurers price in as higher claim costs. If you're a first-time buyer with a thin driving history, that insurance gap between the Tesla and either sedan can be the difference between a payment you can actually make every month and one that quietly strains everything else in your budget. If this is genuinely your first car, the loan terms matter as much as which car you pick. A thin or non-existent credit history means you're likely to get offered a higher interest rate than an experienced buyer would on the identical car, sometimes several points higher. That makes the case for buying the cheaper option even stronger than the sticker prices alone suggest, since a higher rate compounds against a bigger loan. A shorter loan term, even if the monthly payment feels tighter, saves real money against a first-time buyer's likely rate. And a common trap worth naming directly: dealerships routinely try to bundle extended warranties and add-ons into a first car loan specifically because a first-time buyer is the least likely person in the room to know what those add-ons actually cost elsewhere. Walk in knowing your target price before you walk in at all. If you want the safest, most boring, most proven choice, the car built to still be running when you are paying off a mortgage instead of a car loan, that is the Camry. If you want something that drives a little sharper and do not mind a slightly higher repair bill down the line for it, that is the Accord. If you are financially stable enough to buy new, want to eliminate gas stations from your life entirely, and actually enjoy the tech, that is the Model 3, but only new, and only if a five-figure worst case would not wreck you. For most people buying their actual first car, tight budget, no service history to lean on, just need something that starts every morning for the next decade, the Camry is the right, if unglamorous, answer. The Accord is the right call if you are cross-shopping and driving. Feel matters to you. The Model 3 is the right call only if you can afford to buy it new, because that is the one scenario where its real advantage, near zero maintenance, actually gets to show up instead of getting wiped out by a used battery gamble. If you found this useful, subscribe. We break down a different buying decision every week. Tell me in the comments which car you're actually cross-shopping right now.